Okay, let's do this. My name is Hannah Rodriguez. I am a professor of jazz voice at the University of Northern Colorado and at the University of Denver. And in the spring of 2024, I graduated with my master's degree from the University of Northern Colorado. And I think I had a pretty unique grad school experience, not only as a jazz studies student, but also with a pretty intensive teaching assistantship. I had about 16 hours of work that I would do every single week, and a lot of my work was teaching. So I was really busy. So here's my tips on just things that made my life easier and things I maybe would have done differently, and some observations to consider if you are going to go to grad school. I know not everyone is going to have the same type of school that I had, but if you're considering grad school, especially in music, and you know you're going to be really busy because that's just the way music degrees are, they're very full. Yeah, here's some advice. Okay, number 1, some calories is better than no calories. I've been a moderately anxious person for much of my life, and managing that through my diet is a really huge thing. However, if I'm really strict about that and I have nothing else to eat but a scone or whatever other sugary thing is there, or even just like oatmeal or cereal, like if it's not your ideal meal, you just gotta go for it. You need to have fuel. Otherwise you're not gonna make it through your workday. Okay. 2, kind of in the same vein here, load up on cheap frozen meals or microwave meals or something you can just grab and go. If you're like most people, you don't have unlimited money to go out and eat all the time, or you don't really want to hit the vending machine or fast food. It's not going to feel good. So yeah, just load up on stuff that you can easily heat up. Number 3, if it is hard for you to focus or do your homework, or you're just feeling really tired every day, you probably need to sleep more. You need like 8 hours of sleep, and women probably need 9. I learned recently that women need more sleep than men, which made me feel better about being always tired and comparing myself to my peers. In my first year, I was really bad about sleeping. I spent a lot of my time hanging out with my friends or procrastinating my homework to do late, and I would get sick all the time. I could barely think straight in class and pay attention and keep my mind clear. And then my second year, I made it a goal to sleep at least 8 hours every night. And I did it, except for like 2 nights during finals week. I did it. I slept at least 8 hours, and my ideal is 9. But it changed everything for me. I felt so much better. Everything was better. Number 4, kind of in the same vein as like your health and mental clarity. Consider cutting out depressants like alcohol and weed. It could make a huge difference to just how you feel day to day. Even if you are like a moderate user, like I would sometimes have 1 drink. But then like my whole Sunday would be like, I don't want to get out of bed. I don't know why. I just feel so lazy. It's probably the depressants that you put into your own body. So if you just need a little extra help to feel like things are easier to do, consider cutting them out. It can't hurt you. And you'll probably live longer. Okay, number 5. Stay out late sometimes. You need to participate in the community that you're in, especially if you're studying in an area that you plan on following through with in your life. You gotta stay out, you gotta make some friends, you gotta go to events, and sometimes you sacrifice a little bit of sleep here and there, and I did that a lot my first year, but I did a little too much. And then I put up boundaries. Okay, number 6. You can't do everything. You cannot do everything. You cannot get 8 hours of sleep every night and also have a really vibrant social life and also go to the gym and also cook all your meals and also get all your homework done. You need to figure out what your priorities are. One of my teachers gave me some great advice. Figure out what's most important to you. For me, it was a few specific classes, it was getting my work done, and it was my health. And the other classes that weren't important to me, you put a time limit on. You do an hour of that homework, then you're done. Everything else gets priority. It's okay to not have an A. It's fine. Unless you need it for scholarship or something, or your contract requires you to have a GPA. Like, if you don't care about a class, or even if you care about it, but you don't care about your grade, you don't have to do all the assignments, or at least you don't have to be perfect on all of them. You don't have to be the best at everything. because you actually can't. Number 7, don't pay for it, at least not completely. Before you consider which schools you're going to go to, see which ones have TA or GA positions available and let them know what skills you have. If you can help with assisting teaching or administrative tasks. I did a little bit of everything. I would grade stuff. Actually, let me pull up my list of my duties. I still have it pinned because I would keep really good track of it. Yeah, I taught lessons. I helped teach a couple different classes on jazz singing. I would help with sound setup and tear down. I was a librarian for an ensemble. I wrote the newsletter for the jazz program, letting everyone know weekly events and concerts. Yeah, I did a ton of things. Even just small skills can help you pay for school. See what's out there before you commit to anything, because there's a lot of options for you to get your schooling paid for. And it might not even come from the specific college that you are going to study in. Like one of my friends, he was a jazz major, but he worked for a different school doing something. Some desk job. Some desk job needed to be done and he did it and he got paid for it. Number 8, apply for opportunities even if you think you're not ready. Especially if you're in the performing arts, there will be competitions that come up every year. Sometimes it's through your school, sometimes it's through larger organizations. Make a list of all the different things you could apply for with the requirements and due dates, especially if there's letters of rec, because you don't want to procrastinate on that. And just submit something. Wherever you're at, just submit something. You never know when you get prize money, scholarship money, or an award for your writing and singing. I actually got this award. I submitted 2 iPhone recordings that I just threw my phone down during performances because I just wanted to listen to them later. And then I submitted them for the competitions and I won. So that's good. It's good for you to do that. There was also a competition that I didn't apply for that I should have, because only one person applied, and so they immediately won like $1,000 and a bunch of other perks. Number 9, sometimes money does solve your problems. For the last few years, I've been extremely frugal, especially when it comes to stuff that I buy for my house. Mostly because I've moved every year, and also because I just think of most things as clutter if I don't use it all the time. However, sometimes you need a new desk chair that actually is comfortable. Sometimes you need a computer screen that allows you to see a full big band score instead of a tiny laptop. Sometimes you need speakers to listen to the music that you're writing. Sometimes you just need gear. And sometimes when you get that gear, everything is so much easier. You can buy it all secondhand. I think I spent like less than $100 on like a whole set of things. A new screen, a new chair, a mount, a bunch of other things that I needed just for my like composition setup. And I got it all on like Facebook Marketplace. A Bluetooth mouse, everything I needed. And it really helped. Sometimes you throw money at a problem and it helps a lot. Okay, number 10. This is the most important thing that I will say. Show up, even when you're behind. Show up, even when you really don't feel like it, even when you're not at your best, when you're not prepared, when you don't have your homework done. Just show up to class, show up to your lessons, show up to work. Your teachers aren't mad at you for being behind. They want you to do well if they're a good teacher. And I've seen lots of people, and I used to do this. If I was really behind, I wouldn't show up to class because I had a fear that I was going to be called out or be like shamed in front of everyone. I don't know. I would just avoid my problems. But if you show up, one, you're not getting more behind. It's okay. Like I mentioned earlier, you can't do everything, and that also applies to just being caught up on everything. You cannot expect to be perfect. You just need to accept yourself where you're at and show up as you are. That can be for class. That can also be for whatever other responsibilities you have. It's better for you to get in the habit of being there. I mean, it doesn't feel good to skip out on something that you know you should be at, all the while you're just kind of ruminating by yourself, maybe like hiding from people so they don't see what you're up to instead of being there. Like, it doesn't feel good, and you're just getting more behind and digging yourself into a deeper hole. those are my 10 tips, but here is my bonus tip. Bonus tip. You deserve to feel good about yourself. Do whatever is reasonable to feel happy in your body and with your appearance and how you spend your free time. Just whatever makes you feel like you deserve that. You deserve to do your hair every day if that makes you feel good. You deserve to go to the gym every day if that makes you feel good. You deserve to sleep enough. You deserve to have people be nice to you. You deserve to have your teachers on your side and root for you. And you deserve to follow through with things that you want for your future self. You deserve to have whatever gender expression you want. You can't make people treat you any kind of way. You cannot make anyone treat you differently than how they're going to treat you. But you get to decide how you're going to treat yourself and who you're going to accept in your life. You don't have to be like everyone else. You don't even have to be like the people who are your role models. Small things that make you feel bad about yourself matter. One time I dyed my hair and I hated it so much that I wore wigs for like 3 months. And I felt so much better about myself, showing up in a way that made me feel happy. You deserve to go to the doctor. You deserve to have people communicate with you. Do whatever is reasonable to make you feel happy in your body. Awesome. Let me know if you have any other cool tips for grad school. I probably have more. I have more like practical and specific things for music too. Maybe I'll talk about that one day. But yeah, I just wanted to get that out there before the experience is too far away, because now I'm already 1 semester into teaching. And I'll talk about my reflections on my first year probably later. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. Let me know if that helped you at all. Bye.